Hello, welcome to Productive C#. In this video, I want to tell how you can populate a document store in Azure CosmosDB. Here I have a console application, and I have already created an Azure CosmosDB account called Productive C# CosmosDB, and I have some code that already create a document client, create the database if it doesn't exist, and then create a document collection called notes. What I want to do, I want to populate this collection of nodes with some data. And I want to show you the API in C# to do that. The first things before doing that is it's very important to specify the partition key that you want. And you can only specify the partition key at the creation of the collection. The partition key is basically a way to partition the data across all the servers automatically. This is automatically done by the Azure Cosmos DB. And it's very important that the partition key is evenly distributed so that Azure Cosmos DB can do a load balancing of the request based on the partition key. And the number of partition that is used by Azure CosmosDB depends by the storage size and the throughput that you specify when you create a collection. As you can see here in the API, I specified the throughput to be 400, and the unit is the request unit per second, where a request unit is a 1 kilobyte document using the default consistency level. So if you know the amount of data that you need to request, you can do some math and calculate the optimal throughput based on your application. And more importantly, define the right partition key for your collection. Okay, after said that, it's very important now to show you how to actually populate. So the API is fairly simple, and the method is called create document sync. What it requires a document. Before the document, it requires a URL of the document collection. So let's create this URL first. We can use the URL factory to do that. The URI factory. Create document collection. What is it? Document collection URI. Then you provide the database ID and the collection ID. Okay, capital D. The second parameter is the actual document that you want to add. So in order to do this, you need to define a class, and I already have a class here that basically is our data transfer object. And as you can see, I've used JSON properties in order to decorate the class. So the actual format used when you send a request will be JSON. In order to do that, in addition to the package, the Azure DocumentDB package, you need to add the Newtonsoft JSON library. Okay, so now that we have the type, we can actually create an instance of it. And let's provide an ID. And let me put just a number for now. Let me add some text. This is some text and a date type. There we go. So this is basically a way to add some data. So now, to make it a bit more realistic, let's do a for loop where I can add, let's say, 10 documents, all right? So let me use I as the and let me add I here to the text, okay? So let's try to run it and see what happens. It's building, and now it's running. There we go. So now let's switch back and look at the Azure portal. I already have here my Azure CosmosDB account selected. I can go to the Data Explorer, and I should be able to see the collection with all the documents in it. The collection is called Notes. I can click on Documents, and I can see 10 documents being added. If I click on each particular document, I can see the specific data that is persisted for each of these nodes. And there's the node ID, the text, and the time that we provided, plus various internal properties used by Azure Cosmos DB. And this is pretty much this. It's how you can populate an Azure a document store in Azure Cosmos DB using the C# API. So it's fairly simple, and the main API is basically the create document async method that allows you to do this fairly easily. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.